yeah. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Yes, always nice to be here and to just connect with everyone. Awesome. So we started to look at, you know, this conversation a couple of days ago. Hi, Tanvi. Hi, good to see you. Thank you for connecting, Grace. Hi, all. Thank you for connecting. Thank you for connecting. Let me know where you are joining us from tonight. It's awesome. It's great to be here. As we started this conversation, that woman, you're special. Human, you have a lot of, abilities and capabilities that comes to you naturally just because you're a woman. We talked about intuition, the power of intuition. Some people refer to it as the sixth sense, right? But you've got it inside of you and it's God given. You have the nurturing heart. Women always want to nurture, because you were created as a woman to nurture. Okay, I see Carol from the US of A, Florida. Hi, good to have you here. Thanks so much for connecting. And we said even though because of all of those abilities that we have, all right, it can also be self-sabotaging if you don't know how to manage it, especially when it comes to incubating, right? Holding on to things, knowing how to manage things, knowing how to use what you have, in the best way that you can use it, right? And we started to look at hurts, emotional wounding, the things that we've gone through as women. Women go through a lot, and you just have to keep, you know, sucking it up, moving on, continuing. You are the mother, you look after everybody, you take care of everybody. And so I'm just stopping, for the next few days or so, just to talk to my gender, female gender. How can we be better? How can we begin to look after ourselves? How can we begin to give ourselves the best gifts, the gift of love, the gift of life, the gift of care, so that we can gain peace of mind, we can gain rest, we can gain health in every area of our life. Listen, man is a tripartite being. You have a spirit, you have a soul, you are a spirit, you have a soul, you live in a body. And when Third John 2 says that we shall above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. He's talking about every area of your being, right? Your spirit, your soul, and your body. That is health. That is wholeness. When those three areas of your life are functioning well, then it means that you have health. You have good health. And a lot of times we focus on our bodies. We try to eat the right foods. We try to, go to the gym. We try to do all the, good things and look after our bodies. But sometimes, and then we also look after our spirit. We pray, we feed our spirit. Those of us are people of faith, but sometimes we forget that we also have a soul. And that's in that your soul, you have your spirit, in your soul, pardon me, you have your emotions, your will, and you have your will, your emotion, and the third one has it's gone off my mind. Your mind. So you have your mind, you have your emotions, and you have your will. And you see, emotions are so, so, so powerful. Emotions are powerful. They control what you think about, they control the actions you take. And so mastering your emotions becomes really, really crucial and really important. And one of the things that can cause us to, begin to not be in control of ourself, of our emotion, is our past, right? One thing I say, and I say all of the time, is that your experiences are valid, and emotions you feel based on those experiences are also valid. Because one of the things that we do as women also is we can easily put ourselves down. We can easily invalidate our experiences and our feelings and say, no, it doesn't matter. That's the way that's always been. Women don't have a voice. Women don't do this. Women don't have the opportunity. But no, you are a special creature. In fact, you are created to feel a need. And that need is the need to be a helper. A helper. You are created to help. And I said, I've said maybe 2 days ago or yesterday that the same Greek or Hebrew word that was used, to describe the Holy Spirit as a helper is the same one that was used to describe you, a woman, as a help meet. So you carry a lot on your inside. You carry that power, that being able to be intuitive, being able to pick up on things around you, even without you, nobody telling you. You carry that. That's why you will see oftentimes a mother can be in a different country and their child is in a different country and their child is struggling and that mother picks it up. Ah, just between my son, my daughter, and just pick it up. And for those of you who are people of faith, you will just begin to pray. And then when you hear this, you say, mommy, this was happening. I say, something was just telling me. And on the lighter notes, back in the day when there were no phones, and this is what happened, with my parents and all of that. There were no phones, there were no sat nav and stuff like that. And you wanted to go and greet people. Oh my goodness, what happened to those days? Like, you actually pack yourself inside the car and you drive. I remember we drive from Ibadan to Lagos. You don't even know if those people are home, if they travel that you don't know, you just go. I remember sometimes, just say, I don't think we should go. I just have a feeling that this will not be at home. I don't know. I just have a feeling, and then we will not listen. We'll go, and then we'll get there, and we'll realize that they're actually not at all. So you have that. It's called intuition. You have that inside of you, and you must know how to maximize it. Right? Now, yesterday we started to look at one of the causes of stress, right? And we've already established that there's a mind-body connection. When you're stressed, in your emotions, it affects your body, it affects the things that happen, your physical health as well. And so it's important for you to know how to manage that. And we started to say that one of the major causes of stress, right, is inability when we try to control the things that are outside of our control. We try to control it, the things that are outside of our control. And because as a woman, we are emotional beings. So you probably have heard that before. Women are emotional beings, men are logical. So men want to think about it, okay, but 1 + 1 is supposed to equal 2. So if you're saying it doesn't equal 2, it actually equals 1. They're like, I don't get it, make it make sense. Right? But you see, you are emotional. And so it's really crucial and really important for you to know how to manage it. But one of the things that we struggle with as women is trying to control everything. Right? I was sharing this jokingly the other day that sometimes I'm in the passenger seat, I'm not driving, but I'm pressing the brake. I don't know who else is in that WhatsApp group. You're pressing the brake. Excuse me, you're not the one driving, right? Why are you pressing the brake? It's in it. So we need to begin to say to ourselves, okay, what are the things that are within my control and the ones that are outside of my control? And for women, sometimes is a challenge to let go of things because you always want to be, I remember someone I was speaking to some years ago, especially people who are multi-talented, who are versatile, who are gifted in a lot of things. And this woman was saying to me, if I don't cook the food, it will not be sweet. If I don't clean the house, it will not be properly clean. If I don't, and I'm like, excuse me, there's only one of you. You have people who can help you at home. Let them, the way they cook the food, eat it like that. If they're not going to poison, they don't know if anybody's going to die. Just eat it like that. You cannot do everything. You cannot be the one in charge of making sure that So we started to say that one of the major things that is totally out of our control, right? And I mean, this is everybody can pick from this, but particularly we're talking to the female gender. This is also relevant to all of us as human beings, including men. Is our past. Oftentimes we try to control our past, but we absolutely have no control over our past because it's gone. It's in the past. There's nothing you can do about it. And let me just quickly say, because someone is thinking, oh, my past, that was 50 years ago, that was 20 years ago, that was the guess what? Right? I'm not sure. Okay, so let me use yesterday then, because of different types of. So today is the 11th of March. The 10th of March, right? 2026 is your past, the 10th of March. So if on the 10th of March you wanted to wear a red dress and you wore a blue one and you realize, oh my God, I should have worn the red one. Why did I wear the blue one? Oh my gosh. And then you start to worry and be sad and want to blame yourself and just thinking about, oh, I made this mistake. It's gone. I know it's yesterday, but it's gone. Like that's on yesterday, it's gone. Sweet Jesus. Yesterday is gone. You can't not do anything about it. But when we're there, you're worried about it. How I behaved yesterday. Oh, what I said. I mean, this happens to me sometimes. I go and speak somewhere then, because I always like to review myself, think about, okay, did I present well? I don't know that. And I'm like, oh, I should have said this. I should have actually said that. Oh, I should have not said that. I should have. I had to say, excuse me, gone. We finished that chapter. It's over and done with, right? It is in the past, and there is nothing you can do about the past. So we started to say, so, Dr. J, what do I do about my past? So, as a woman, what you need to do about your past, and everybody, is to rise above your past. Why? Because you are created on purpose for a purpose. I see you all, Stefan. Good, 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 good evening. Thank you for connecting. MF, Bode, Ashrebi, Soli. Hi, 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 all. Thank you so much for joining. Joy, Hope. Hi, good evening. I like that. Joy and Hope. Amazing. So, what can I do about my past? I need to write about my past. Why? Because I have purpose. Because I was created on purpose for a purpose. There is purpose inside of me. And the world is waiting for me to manifest. One of the things we looked at yesterday is if you don't rise above your past, you will be stagnated because then you're living your life in reactive mode rather than rather than responding. You're reacting. Everything that happens is a reaction to something that happened to you in the past. Sometimes we transfer that aggression, we transfer that pain to the people around us, our loved ones, sometimes our children, transferring aggression, shouting at them, and they're not the ones that hurt you. So it is imperative that you choose, it's a choice, to rise above your past. And so yesterday, I don't want to go back to too much of what we talked about. We started to look at how do I rise above my past. I wanted to finish this yesterday so that I will start something else today, but it's okay. We'll take it from there. So we said number one, reconcile with your past. That is so critical, that is so important, right? Because the toughest stage when it comes to overcoming grief is acceptance. Accepting that that thing actually happened to you. Or sometimes accepting that you actually made that mistake. How many of you have actually done something and you're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I made this mistake. I cannot believe how did I make, and that can bother you for days, sometimes for months, sometimes for years. I mean, I just can't. I don't understand how, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to make mistakes because mistakes makes us human. You are a human being, so it's okay to make mistakes. Don't beat yourself up. You see, one thing about mistakes is you're not the only one that made that kind of mistake. I'm telling you. You are not the only person that has made that mistake. And something will be telling you, oh, look at you. You're the only one. How can you make this kind of mistake? You know you. How can you say like it's not true? There are other people that have made the same mistake. There are other people that will make the same mistake. So don't think that something is wrong with you because you made a mistake. It was a mistake. You mistook it. You wanted to take something and you mistook it. It fell off. That wasn't the plan. You didn't plan for it to be mistaken, but you mistook it. Right? It's okay to make mistakes, but what do I need to do when I make mistakes? I accept that I've made a mistake. And that's where somebody will struggle. Accepting that we actually made a mistake. It's okay. It doesn't, see, making a mistake is not an indictment on your personality or on who you are. And don't take your identity from your mistake. So I made a wrong error of judgment. I trusted the person I think I've trusted. It's fine. It doesn't make you someone who doesn't have sense. No, no, it doesn't. You have to learn to separate your identity from the events that happen in your life. They are two different things. Your identity must always be intact, right? So we said the first thing to do is to reconcile with your past. I'm not going to go, you know, go too much into details in that, right? And then it's all, like I said, it's all in my book. Okay, so I was teaching from my book, which all my books are available on Amazon. So you've got Street Sense for Good Girls. We've got From Pain to Purpose, The Regret Trap, and the latest one, Dear Empath. If you think you're an empath and you've not gotten that, that's a letter I wrote to you from the bottom of my heart, right? So go to books.by or Amazon to get your copy. Awesome. So number one, reconcile with your past. Accept that it happened. I made that mistake. It's fine. Or that thing happened to me. But sometimes your past is not what you did is not a mistake from your end. It's actually you are the victim. Somebody did something to you that they shouldn't have done to you, and that's your past, and it's hurting. And it's okay. It happened, right? Number two, we said investigate the past. Investigate the past. So why did that thing happen? Why did it happen? If it's a mistake, how did I make that mistake? Right? So for instance, I've realized, so this is me now, right? I've realized that if I'm tired, I don't want to make any decision when I'm tired. I'm not really coherent when I'm tired. I'm like, I don't know. So oftentimes when I'm tired, I will not make any serious decision. I won't. Because I learned that the hard way. I made decisions when I'm tired and I realized that it was the wrong decision. So that's what I'm investigating. How did this thing happen? Why did it happen? Could it be that I trusted somebody too quickly? I met the person, I just, like their vibe. You know how you say, I like this person's vibe. But you better understand that charisma is different from character. When you come to relating with people, it's one thing to have charisma, it's another thing to have character. It's one thing to have charisma, it's another thing to have character. Charisma doesn't always equal. Somebody can be very charismatic, they speak very well, they say all the right things, but zero character. And you see, as human beings, we all have what we call emotional bank accounts, right? So when you are relating with people, when you want to go into a relationship with people, whether it's a man or a woman, platonic, any kind of relationship, you need to expend your emotional credits in that relationship, right? There's something you give emotionally. So before you start to pour your emotional credits in a relationship, you need to know the person you are dealing with. Because a lot of times why we get hurt is we carry, so let's say you have 100 in your emotional credits. You carry the 100 and you pour it into that relationship. And if it's not a healthy relationship, you probably don't get any back. And so you are now overdrawn emotionally. And then you continue to relate from a place of overdrawn, which makes you cranky, makes you irritable, makes you tired, just worn out. You don't even know what's going on with you. So it might be that, I didn't do my due diligence before I invested in this business. So that's if I take my time, right? Hurry is never your friend. Anything that is trying to, if you think back, right? I mean, sometimes I've thought about some of the hurts and heartbreaks and mistakes and this has happened is it was done in a hurry. It was done in a hurry. So if anybody's trying to rush you to do anything, just calm down. Take a breather. Relax. It's okay. We don't have to do it. Why do I have to do it now, 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 now? No, 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 no. If I don't do it now, nothing is going to happen. I can sleep over it and come back to you tomorrow. So you can also, okay, so maybe I was too much in a hurry. So, yeah. Relax. Right? So investigating your past helps you what? Learn from your past. I know you heard you said before, experience is the best teacher, and I say I beg to disagree. Mm-mm. It's a teacher, but it's not the best teacher, right? So when you go through an experience, especially if it's a negative one, you need to ask, what lessons are this experience teaching me? Because you are not that past. Okay, and they will start to talk about forgiving yourself, right? Forgive yourself for the mistakes you made in the past. Forgive yourself. It's okay. Because sometimes we treat other people better than we treat ourselves. And people make you say, yeah, it's okay, don't worry. But then you are holding those things and like, that's how you did this one. That's how you did that one. That's how you did that one. Forgive. If you knew better, you would have done better. And this is something that really helps me, even when relating with other people, right? If they know better, they will behave better. And it's the same thing. If I knew better, the mistakes I made 20 years ago, 50 years ago, if I knew better, if I had the knowledge and the understanding that I have now, I would choose better. So let it go. Somebody tonight needs to forgive themselves because you are holding yourself in unforgiveness. And what happens? It keeps you stagnated in life. And we're not created as human beings to be stagnant. We are created to be in motion. Motion. That is why even when talking about physical health, there's the 50-55-5 rule, right? So especially those of you who you sit a lot, right? Your work is really just mundane, you have your laptop and everything. After every 55 minutes, stand up and walk for 5 minutes. Because you are not designed or created to be stagnated, but to be in motion. Yes, if you knew better, you would have done better. Yes, powerful, Natalie. Natalie. If you knew better, I'm telling you, you can think about it. With the knowledge you have now, with the information that's out, if you knew better, then you would have made a different choice. But you acted based on what you know. So as long as you are growing, you know that you will keep getting better and you will make better choices and decisions as you move forward. So, number three thing you need to do to rise above your past is to strengthen the present. Some people are so married to their past, they don't even know what's happening around them today. You're so in love, romancing your past. You can't even see what is going on right here, right now, right here. And listen, the present is a gift that needs to be unwrapped. That's why it's called the present. Today. Today is a gift that needs to be unwrapped. That's why it's called the present. There's somewhere I saw something in the Bible some time ago, and I'm like, wow, this is good. It was talking about God daily loading us with benefits. Benefits. Do you know what that means? Goodies. And it's saying that God daily gives us goodies. But the thing is, some of us are our eyes, we are so focused on our past. We are not even seeing the goodies of today. So every day I pray, Lord, help me to see and enjoy the benefits that you're giving me today. So that means I need to focus on today. I need to take my eyes away from what happened yesterday, 2 days ago, last month, last year, last decade, and focus on today. God, what are you doing today? Today. So, number three thing to do to rise above your past, their female gender, is to focus on the present. Be present in the present. Right? Maya Angelou says, no matter what happens, or how bad it seems today, life just goes on and there will be a better tomorrow. So no matter what happened in your past, right? There's going to be better. There can be better if you decide that there will be better. The present is a gift. That is why it is called the present. Excuse me. However, a lot of people do not unravel the gift of today because they are consumed by their painful past. Yes, the past happened and it was painful. And like I say all the time, I'm not disputing the fact. I'm not disputing the fact that your feelings about the past are valid. Nobody's telling you to okay. So let me quickly touch on this. You know how people say forget about what has happened, just forget it. I would rather say let's reframe it like this. Forgetting is a continuous present because you can't just forget the past, except you have memory loss or you have amnesia. Then totally you're just blank about the past. You like you can't even remember nothing. That's it's like this person has a brain injury. They've forgotten their past. Like you can't remember anything. And so you struggle when you keep remembering what happened to you because you're like, I'm supposed to have forgotten what happened in my past. But forgetting is a continuous present tense. It means that when I remember what happened to me in the past, it's not hurting me. Almost, I don't know about you, but I would say maybe 80%, or maybe 70% of a lot of us who really played hard when you were young, right? You ran around in the house, you well, some of us climbed trees high, oh there. Yeah. Some of us climbed trees to pluck fruits. I don't even know fruits. What's the real name of that thing? Fruits. Oh my goodness. Now our cheese. God Lord, I'm supposed to be taught. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, if you're from where I'm from, if you're from Nigeria, you know there's a tree that we call fruits, right? Fruit tree. You know how you climb the fruit tree, you sit there and you're plucking cheese. Oh my, I can't believe it. And you're eating it. There's a white one and there's a pink one, right? Sometimes in your playful, maybe going up and down, you fell down and you hurt your knee. When people have knee, you remember that you hurt your knee, right? Those hurts it's not on your hand, it's on your knee. Your knee's cracked somewhere. Do you still have the scar on your knee? Do you still have the scar? Almost often when you look at your knee, you see that scar. And some you tell your children, this thing was when I was in primary six, so when I was in JS1, and then we were running around, and then I fell down. It was really painful. And injuries on the knee, the elbow can be really painful. But now you are 45. The scar is still there, but it's not paining you. You can see the scar, but it is not paining you, right? The scar, right, shows you what you overcame. A soldier's scars is his badge of honor. Yes, I conquered. I went to battle. I came back. It's a badge of honor, but it doesn't mean that when you remember, if you remember what happened to you and is affecting you, then you are still sore. You are still living in the past. Some people remember their past, they will start to cry, they will start to act out, they will start to be angry, they will start to. It means you are still living in your past and you need to rise above it. So, somebody once said you might have lost a lot of things, physically and psychologically, but you have not lost everything. We're talking about strengthening the present. So what do you have left? How do I strengthen my present? What do I have left? What is worthy of gratitude in your life right now? And let me give this to you and as an assignment tonight. I'm a coach, so I love to do exercises and assignments. So right now, today, 11th of March 2026, after this live program, right? I want you to sit down and ask yourself, what are 10 things that are working for me right now? What are 10 things that is working for me right now? What are 10 things that I am grateful for right now? And if you're watching me live, I want you to put at least one thing in the comment section. What is that one thing that you're grateful for? Because you see, what you focus on expands. I said that in fact, the Bible says, forgetting the things that are behind. Forgetting, ing, the things that are behind. How do you forget the things that are behind? When you shift your focus away from what is behind you. How do I shift my focus away from what is behind me? By focusing on what is working right now. Gratitude. What are the things that are working right now? I'm alive. I'm well. I have good friends around me. I have family. I have people who love me. My mind is. Oh, women. A friend of mine who is a psychiatrist, psychologist, and works in a lot of psychiatric homes once told me that they went to a psychiatric ward one day, and number one, the percentage of female gender that's in psychiatric hospitals and wards is about 70-30. 70 female, 30 male. So many women there. Why? Because female gender, like I said earlier on, we know how to keep things. Rather than talk about it, rather than express ourselves in a good way, in a healthy way, in a safe place. We just incubate everything. We just keep everything in. We make excuses for bad behavior. We just put everything in. And then someday, one day, something snaps up there. Snaps. Your mind is your greatest asset. Your mind is your greatest asset. I wish above all things that you prosper and be good health, even as your soul prospers. Your soul, your mind is part of your soul, meaning that if your soul or your mind is not prospering, it will affect other areas of your life. Guard your heart with all diligence. All diligence. For out of it comes the ills of life. You have to know gender. You need to look after yourself. Mm. You need to look after yourself. Psychiatric hospital. Why? Because something snapped. You're absorbing, and tolerating, and tolerating, and tolerating. And sadly, when those things happen, then the people that you were trying to protect turn around and start to blame you. They turn around and start to blame you. They start to blame. It's sad, right? I've seen, oh, Lord God Almighty, I've seen women who have passed on, right, because they just kept tolerating and tolerating and giving and giving. And when that happens, people turn around and blame them. And they were doing it for, they weren't doing it for themselves, they were doing it for other people, the people that they love. Dear female gender, you need to look after yourself. You need to give yourself permission to live, not just exist. Permission to thrive. Give yourself permission to flourish. Remember, you were created on purpose for a purpose. And your past has not cancelled your purpose, no matter how deep or harrowing the past might be, it has not cancelled your purpose. The purpose is still inside of you. So, gratitude. You might have lost a lot of things, lost a marriage, lost extended family, lost children, lost siblings, lost whatever it is you might have lost. You might have had a traumatic childhood, but there's still something that you have. You might have been betrayed and disappointed by a trusted friend, but you still have your sanity. Mhm. Honestly, if you're trying to write down the 10 things that's asked for, I think one thing that you should be there is my sanity. God, I'm grateful for my sanity. I'm grateful that my sanity is still intact. Because the people that have lost their sanity, it's not by they did not decide, they did not carry their sanity and they threw it inside the river. No, it was out of their control. It just happened to them. And you, for everything that you've been through, you still have your sanity. Oh, that is a gratitude point right there. Gratitude point right there. So we shift our focus away from what we don't have and we focus it on what we have and what is working for us. Right? We must accept finite disappointment but never lose infinite hope. Martin Luther King. Because hope provides the motivation and the courage you need to rise above your past. So when you start to focus on the present, it gets hope rises up inside of you. Hope rises up inside of you. Listen to this. It has been said that a person can live 40 days without food, right? 4 days without water, 4 minutes without air, but only 4 seconds without hope. Yeah. Somebody says grateful for freedom to walk, my health, my life. Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Godwin. Thank you. Thank you. I see you all, EMC, Pauline, Online, good evening. All good evening. I see you all on TikTok on all the platforms. Thank you so much for connecting. So, how do I strengthen myself? How do I strengthen the present? I strengthen the present by rediscovering myself. So, who really am I? We started to look at that yesterday because there's a lot about you that you don't even know. I'm telling you, there's a lot about you that you have not discovered yet. So let's leave the past where it belongs in the past and start to focus on the present and say, okay, so who is this girl? What are the things that are special about her? Right? What do people love about her? What does she love about herself? Start to work on yourself and become a better version. I have a frame in my house that says every day I become a better version of myself, not for anybody else, but for myself. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For myself. Thank you, Honeyland. Oftentimes, our painful past steals your true identity. So many people numb the pain of their trauma by taking up another identity. So, for instance, someone who is naturally jovial and outgoing can become introverted, timid, and quiet because of abuse. Such an individual, on exiting the abusive relationship, needs to rediscover who they really are. And yesterday I talked about that. Right? Now, listen to this. The World Health Organization defines trauma as a delayed or proactive response to a stressful event or situation, either short or lasting, of an exceptional, threatening, or long lasting nature, which is likely to cause pervasive distress in almost anyone. So, if you've been through trauma, it's not something you can just keep and hide, right? It's important that you actually react to it, respond to it, and heal from it. Because trauma will affect your ability to cope with life. There are things you're supposed to cope with life with normally. So, for instance, I think I was saying jokingly, was it a few days ago? I don't know whether I was here in another meeting, that when I was so really sore and wounded, and if I met somebody and they asked me, how are you? I would just start crying. Like, don't ask me how I am, because then you need to have handkerchief for me to wipe my tears. That is not a normal response. Right? So People, some of you watching me, you realize that your response to a lot of things in your life is abnormal, and you don't know why. People have even labeled you. It's because of trauma, right? And it's important to tell you, it's important to tell yourself. So somebody think, oh, I'm so lazy, I can't even finish a task. I start something, I don't even complete it. I'm such a procrastinator. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? I'm not, no, it might just be that you're still dealing with trauma, because trauma affects your ability to focus and use your cognitive cognition properly. It affects you for concentrating. So you see that you start to read something, your mind just goes off. You try to do something, you become distracted. You can't focus. That's trauma. You struggle to assimilate. You say, I want to read. You're struggling to assimilate. It can be because of trauma. So some of the things that people are able to deal with normally, you are struggling with it. You wake up in the morning and it takes you an hour to wind yourself to get up and do the things you normally would do. And they're looking at you and say, well, yes, are you? You're always coming late. I remember that used to happen to me years ago. And people, one day I said to someone, I said, you don't know what it takes me to get up from bed. You don't know. You don't know what, because you are there and so you see, trauma shrinks the size of the brain. Trauma, we experience trauma. Any kind of trauma, childhood trauma, adulthood history. So imagine the size of your brain is say a watermelon, right? Size of a watermelon. When you experience trauma, it can shrink the size of your brain as much as little as a lemon or a lime. So you can already see that your brain capacity has reduced drastically because of what you have experienced. So somebody that it will give a book, right? If this book, it's a 70-page book, no, 80 something page book. And ideally, right, you should finish this book in a week. Someone that has normal brain function, brain power, brain capacity, right, will probably finish the book in a week. But you can realize that it's taking you 3 months and you're still struggling to finish the book. And I think, I'm not intelligent. I'm just so this, just so that. And then you are, see what you're doing is you are compounding the problem that you have, compounding it. But it's trauma, it's simply trauma. When you heal, you will realize how, because as you heal, your brain capacity is expanding back, expanding back, expand. And so you're able to do things easily. You can converse with people. See, one of the things that trauma does to you is also to get you to isolate yourself. You don't want to talk to anybody. You don't want to relate to people. You just want to be on your own. And you're saying to yourself, "Oh, I'm just a, I'm an introvert. I just like my own space." No, you don't like your own space. It's trauma making you withdraw into a shell and you're living in that shell perpetually. So embarking on a journey of healing. How do I strengthen the present? I embark on a journey of healing. Because what I have now is today. I don't have yesterday. None of us has yesterday. Yesterday is gone. What I have is today. So how do I strengthen today? Heal. And I normally say that heal because you carry value. Because when your identity is distorted, you become oblivious of the potential that you carry. And inevitably, you live below the standard God expects you to live. Do you know how gifted you are? Do you know how intelligent you are? Do you know the capacities and the abilities that you have? But what happened to you in primary school? What that uncle did to you in secondary school? What an auntie did to you, all the things that happened to you has made you believe that you are not good for anything. And sadly, right, the quality of your life is directly proportional to the quality of your beliefs. Whether you believe you can or believe you can't, you are correct. Believe what you believe about yourself is what others will believe about you, even if it's not true. Even if it's not true. But trauma will make you think that I'm not good for anything. I'm not really deserving of anything. So let's quickly go, because I'm a person of faith. If you're watching for the first time, let's quickly go to let's go to the end and then I will backtrack. When God was going to take the children of Israelites, hey Benny, how are you? Good to see you. Green girl, hi. Fomex, hi, hi, hi. Good to see you. When God was going to take them into the promised land, right? He says they should go and check out the land. And 12 of them went, and 10 came back and said, "Oh, let's forget it. Like, nah, it's not horrible. It's not horrible at all. There are giants in the land. Oh, more, you see them. Hey, be today as my, you know, they just immediately was like, honestly, in our own eyes, we looked like grasshopper. And in their eyes, they saw us as grasshoppers. So it was first of all them, right, seeing themselves as grasshoppers, like we're nothing, like who dash monkey banana, as in how some people like us they're looking for there. The land is too beautiful. It's full of milk and honey. No, it's not our caliber. Cannot live in a land like that. We are grasshoppers. Let's just be in this desert. Now, what happened to the children of Israelites? What do you think affected their mentality and their mindset? Trauma. Trauma. For crying out loud, they were in Egypt for so long as servants. Their mindset has been conditioned to that of serving, of second class citizens. There were some places they couldn't go. There were some things they didn't deserve. It was just stay in this small place. You are servants. They had been conditioned to see themselves as grasshoppers while they were in Egypt. They were treated as such. So then going to spy that land out, unfortunately, they still they, because see, except you are intentional about changing your mindset, about reprogramming your mind, right? The seed that has been sown inside your mind along your life journey will be the one directing the course of your life, even in your adulthood. It will. If somebody has said to you that, oh, you are stupid, you don't have sense, look at you, you don't even know maths, you're always scoring zero in maths. And it might be true, but maybe math is not my strong point. Have you tried me in arts? Have you given me a task in food and nutrition? Have you actually tried to get as well as an exam in economics? Maybe I'm actually a fantastic singer-songwriter. Maybe math is not my skill because nobody is good in everything. We all have different things that we are good at. And they might have judged you based on what is not your gift or your ability. And then you accepted it and you apply it to all the other areas of your life. Identity. You have to do the inner work. It's not on the outside alone. Because what we female gender tend to do, and I'm talking to the female gender, is we tend to ignore what is going on through on our inside. Because when you go through that, of course, it affects your self-esteem. And your adult, rather than face it up front and saying, okay, my esteem has been damaged because of my experience. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We try to, just powder everything and foundation everything and wig everything and braid everything and designer label everything and just take up a persona that's not your persona because you want to feel good because we are not feeling good. But those things on the external, on the outside, will only pacify you. They will not satisfy you. They will only act. So you see, why people get addicted? Because when they take those things, it makes them feel good temporarily. And that feeling, it's something they long for, it's something they want. So they will keep going after the substance. They will keep going after that thing. They will keep going because they want that feeling to persist. But there's a better way. It's actually dealing with the past. And like I said it was a few days ago or so now or yesterday, that healing, when you decide to heal, right, and get treatment for the emotional wound, temporarily you will feel pain when the wound is being open. So I say to my one-on-one clients when they come in for soul healing sessions, I'll say, listen, I have to open up your wound because if we don't open it up, we can't clean it and we cannot treat it. But it's temporary, right? It's a temporary pain to give you a permanent healing. Would you rather keep doing all of those things? Just you buy the Gucci and then you're like, now I'm carrying Gucci. And then you realize that somebody else has another one that is finer than yours. Oh, I'm going to go and get that one. Just to feel. See, these things are not supposed to make you feel good. No, it's good to look good, to have good things. But if you are basing the way you feel based on what you have, those things are temporal. I remember years ago now, I just like there's a part of me that's tomboy, believe it or not. There's a tomboy part of me. So I saw this. Now I know what it is because then I just saw the shoe and I was like, I really like this shoe. It's nice, it's comfortable. It looks nice. So it's the name is gone off my head now. What? I was about to say that. It's not Tendeka. It's oh my goodness, it's gone off. I've forgotten the name of the designer. But anyway, I got this shoe, really nice, those high boots, big soles and everything. And then my one of my nieces was like, "Oh, auntie, I like your shoe. It's the original." And I'm like, "Hey, I am original. So anything I wear is original." And she was like, "Oh, oh yeah, yeah." So because you see, you feel that until you wear something that is in quotes, let's put it in quotes, right? Because my shoe was not fake in my any means, right? It was not the designer's own. Now I got to understand. But it was not fake. It was a good shoe. It just didn't have the label on. But it does not mean that until I get something with a label, that's when I will feel good. I will feel like, I'm original. No, I am original. Do you know what? Do you know whose stamp is on my life? The CEO wide world created me and he stamped me boom. Very good. And his stamp is on your life as well. When he finished creating all that, he said, he looked at everything and said, very good. You are very good. You're very good. So ask yourself, what is it about me that keeps yearning for external things to satisfy it? Could there be a pain that I'm still bearing on my inside? And like I've been saying since the beginning of this series, right, for International Women's Day, right, we're giving away 50% discount, right, on all one-on-one coaching and therapy sessions with myself, right? All you need to do is to only 10 slots. So go to my bio. Instagram bio. If you're watching, I know you're probably on Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube. Please go to my Instagram bio. My Instagram handle is Coach Jola-Grace. Just search for Coach Jola-Grace. You see me, go to my bio, pick up the WhatsApp link there and send me a message. Right, this offer is only for this season of International Women's Day, right? And give to yourself the gift of healing, so that you can gain peace, you can gain clarity, you can gain productivity. The same task that might have taken you 2 hours to do before, you will see that you can do it in 10 minutes in 15 minutes, because now your brain has gotten back to the original size and shape and capacity. So that's something you need to do for yourself. Absolutely. You are carrying the stamp of the creator of the universe. There is gold on your inside. There's gold on your inside. You have hidden that treasure that must be dug out. Refuse. Refuse to allow your past to hinder the world from benefiting the treasure on your inside. I'm going to read that again. Refuse to allow your past to hinder the world from benefiting the treasure on your inside. There is treasure. Eh, there is treasure on your inside. Ah, you have no idea the value you carry. You have no idea the unique gifts and abilities that are on your inside. Yeah, if somebody told you that you are useless, you are good for nothing, there's nothing special about you. It's a lie, a very big fat lie. Because your creator already said that you are very good. And he said before you were formed in your mother's womb, he knew you and gave you your assignments. You see, on the day when we stand to give account of our lives, what did you do with the things I put inside of you? There's gold on your inside. You're not going to say, oh, it's because of the trauma experience. No, 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 no. You have opportunity. And he will remind you of today. But Jola-Grace told you to heal. Now, why didn't you heal? She showed you how to heal. She even gave you 50% to heal. Why? You have no excuse, right? To release the gold on your inside for your world. The world is waiting for you so much. Sometimes I sit down and I think, if I did not go on that journey of healing, oh my God, to the glory of God, to the glory of God, people have come and go, coming, wounded, hurt, and by the grace of God, we've taken them through coaching, and they've come out healed, doing stuff. One of my girls, in somewhere in this UK, she said to me, I had my event, she works in the medical field, and she was saying that I'll be number one. She was just talking to us like, you. And I remember the first time she started her sessions, she was saying, "It's gold on your inside, oh. There is gold." But I think if I close, oh, it's already, I didn't even say that. That's already, it's already. I was about to say, even if I close now, I think I'm happy. There's gold on your inside. Strengthen your present. Strengthen your present. TikTok. Why did they do this thing? Done that. So you need to focus on the positivity. Let's move on. The first thing to do. So, number one, reconcile with your past. Number two, investigate your past. Number three, I don't say don't go now. I'll share the fourth one. Don't worry. Number one, rise above your past. Reconcile with your past. Number one. Number two, investigate your past. Number three, strengthen the present. And number four, evaluate your relationships. Evaluate your relationships. Listen, you are a product of your environment. Your physical, your mental, and spiritual environment will inevitably shape your life. Some people are stuck in their past because of the relationships in their life. People that always remind you of where you are coming from. People that always tell you that you that you couldn't even say a 1, 2, 3 when you're in primary school. You always got zero in primary school. They always remind you of your past. You that you were abused. Did you even know why you abused? It's because of this behavior that you're behaving. That's why they abused you. Immediately after, it's also on YouTube. Well, it's also on YouTube. It's also on YouTube. So evaluate your relationship because listen, relationships are vehicles that take us to our destination. That's why there's sheep at the end of it. Relationships are vehicles that take us to our destination. Whatever goal or vision you have for your life, you can't get there alone. You need somebody to jump into that vehicle. You need somebody that you can ride with. And the thing is, being inside a vehicle, that vehicle can take you to a destination that's not your destination. That vehicle can also crash and stop you from getting to your destination. That is why, for you to rise above your past, you need to evaluate your relationship. If you want to get to the destination of health and healing in your soul, it is crucial that you evaluate the relationships in your life. Like you heard said so many times, some relationships in our lives are seasonal, some are for specific reason, others are for life. The ability to carefully evaluate and assess each relationship in your life is key to rising above your past. And like I just said, some people get stuck in their past because they have expired relationships in your life. Listen, I say this to people all the time. You are the CEO of your life. This is what it is. You are the CEO of your life. You can decide who you fire and who you hire. If you suddenly realize that the manager in the organization is not aligning with the organization's core values or policies, they're beginning to do their own thing, have their own idea. In the interest, right, of the organization's progress and profitability, you will fire that manager. Yeah, emotions don't come into play. It's my cousin, it's my relative. Hey, well, I can't fire him. But then this person is bringing the organization down. No, you have to make an executive decision at that point in time to say, mm, we think that maybe you might go to the company across the road. I think this vision that you're beginning to run with doesn't align with our own, but it might align with theirs. It's an executive decision. And because you're the CEO of your life, you also need to learn to begin to make executive decisions of who you fire and who you hire in your life. Because listen, sweetheart, the people that matter to your destiny, they don't mind. The people that mind, they don't matter. Because you see, people will always take you back to your past. Have you noticed that there are some people that always get excited when you have problems? So they call you and they ask you how you doing. And say, just be sure, just try to say, hey, don't worry, you'll be fine. I'll be here for you. So they are, so let me say to you, but their issue is coming up. What's that in English? Yeah, they are really excited that I'm helping somebody that is not feeling fine. And then when they call you, and maybe you've been doing coaching, you've been working on yourself. And I say, how? You say, oh, I'm actually good. I'm actually much better. I say, hey, are you sure? You're okay? You can tell me, oh, you can tell me. I mean, it's not a problem. No. I'm actually okay. I'm okay. Honestly, yeah. Don't, you want to be hiding this from me? Tell me. I know you are not fine. And then, you see, let me say Yoruba. I'm sorry, I have to say Yoruba at this point in time. A lot of fine won't take me. I'm not fine. I said I'm fine. You're saying I'm not fine. How? Are you me? Am I you? Is me you? Are you inside me? Right? So what you see, those people are getting fuel. It's not even you. It's not about you. They are feeling it and they have their own issues. But they're feeling a sense of superiority because they can help you because you are down. But not that you are up. they don't feel needed again. They don't feel there's so they can't relate with you. They can't relate. See, there are people who cannot relate with the human version of you, and you have to let them go. Don't say, okay. I have to so just say, okay, actually, yeah, I'm not fine. No, you are fine. You are not making up that you are not fine when you are fine. No, it's not everybody. That is why some relationships are seasonal. Some relationships become expired. At the level where you are low in the pit, they could relate with you. But at the level where you are healed and you're a better version of yourself and you are fulfilling your purpose and you are chasing destiny, they don't understand that level. And oftentimes they can start to be upset with you, angry with you. They can start to say, oh, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with her? She's not so proud. Is it not her that she used to come to my house to come and cry? I know how she used to cry in my house. So what is she talking about now? Sorry, ma. Sorry, sir. I have healed you. You are the seed. You have to learn to fire and higher. The relationships are for life in your life. In fact, they want to pull you from that low state and push you up because that's where you deserve to be. Up, not down. Remember what I said earlier on? There is gold inside of you. So evaluate your relationships and certain the people in your life that are going in the same direction with you because two cannot work together except they agree. Do you share similar values and beliefs with people who are in your close circle? Do you? Do you even know your values? The greatest common cause of misalignment in relationships, of conflict in relationships, is misalignment of values. So you say someone is your best friend, right? And for you, you value time. If you say to your friend, they will say they are free spirits, right? I don't want to go there. You say I'm a free spirit. So you tell your friend, let's meet at the restaurant at 6 p.m. And because for me, time is one of my top values, right? I want to be there at 5:55, and I get there at 5:55. And my friend strolls in at 8:15. But that's too long. I don't think it's strolling at 7:15, right? That's over an hour. And they come laughing. The other thing was traffic. Oh, you know how if traffic was a human being, hi, if traffic was had talk. Hey, people have lied against traffic. Oh my God. They say, it's traffic. Oh, honestly, I left about you to your is too much. It's not just how many minutes late. Just calm down. Your is too much. And you are there fuming like, what is the problem? I value time. This my party doesn't value time. So we cannot work together because we always fight. They are not bad. I'm not bad. The only issue is we don't share similar values. And I think to single people, listen, you can see he's this, he's that, she's this, she's that. You need to check values. Is there alignment in our values? And you see, even I remember doing, I have an exercise I do for couples who want to get married, because I believe that it's better we mitigate against fire starting than we put the fire out. So before you get married, come for couple therapy. Not that something is wrong with you. It's for us to check things like value alignment. And you see, I can say write down your 7 values. Most of you will write it down separately. I will not say arrange them in order of priority. So let's say somebody has family, maybe both of you have family, spirituality, gratitude, time, maybe you have generosity, right, as your value. Another person might have the same as your value. But if I say arrange it in order of priority, if someone puts family as number one, another person puts family as number five, there's already a problem. There's already a problem. Because when one says, oh, I'm going to see my mom Next day I was like, why do you want to actually see her? Can't you just talk to her on the phone? I said, I got a job. The job is, like 3 hours from now. So I'll only be coming home once a week or once every 2 weeks. I think family, is it not the family I'm going to work for? The problem here is value. Your values are not in alignment. So if I say, and earlier I talked about emotional credits in relationships. Before I pour my credit into a relationship, I need to check values. That's why you cannot. I don't believe in love at first sight. That's me. And I tell people every day. Why? Because you cannot love what you don't know. The moment I saw him, he's dark, he's handsome. I just fell in love with him. And he just fell in love with me. And then a week after we got married. You need me. You will need me for coaching and therapy. You will need me. It's okay. Don't worry, I'll give you discount. But you will need me because you cannot love. What if I say to you guys, I really love this drink, what I'm drinking. Mm, I love it. Okay, no, let me backtrack. If I say to you, I don't want to show you any because nobody has taken that. If I say to you, I love this drink, I mean this is a drink. I love this drink. I love this drink. I love this drink. I say, oh, so Jenny, what's that? What does it taste like? I said, I don't know. I've never tasted it. I just love it. Ah, you be wondering, it's like, how do you know you love it when you never tasted it? Or someone says, oh, I love jollof rice. I really love jollof rice. I say, oh, really? What does it taste like? I don't know. I've never tasted it. I just love it. You cannot love what you don't know. It's when you taste it and you eat it. I say, I like the fiery, fiery, tangy taste. Okay, it's doing something to my taste buds. It's sensational. Okay, then you can say you love it. It's the same thing with people. You can't love what you don't know. It's when you start to see the person's character. Remember, I said charisma versus character. Charisma does not equal to. You can see charisma, but that's not the person. Just like you can see the container. This is charisma. This is not the contents. The charisma can look good, it can look fine. If you don't, how many of you buy things because of the packaging? You buy a biscuit because the package looks nice. It's what is on the inside that you are really interested in, not the package. And character is what is on the inside. Character. So you need to evaluate your relationships to a certain that people in your life are going in the same direction. We look at that. Every man was projected to be in relationships where they can be themselves and not walk on eggshells. We are meant to be in environments where we can trust and be trusted and where we can be vulnerable without being judged. As human beings, we are wired to be in relationships where we are loved and cared for genuinely. So you need to ask yourself, if the people around you right now, question, food for thought, if the people around you right now truly care for you as a person, not just what you represent, not just what you represent, you need to evaluate. If all you represent ceases to exist, will those people still be in your corner? Will they still be in your corner? Food for thought. Yeah, this person's my friend. That one is my friend. This is my friend. Are they truly your friend or are they in your life because of what they can get from you or because of what you represent? And they can say, oh, I know this person and you are name dropping. If those things you represent disappear, will they still be there? Will they still be there? Listen to this. You are the same person in 5 years as you are today, except for the people you meet and the books you read. So if you want to rise above your past, you need to critically assess your environment. Critically assess your environment. Are these people really interested in me? Or are they just interested in what they can get from me? And on the flip side, the people I've been relating with, am I in their life for what I can get from them, or I truly care about them? So, to rise above your past, reconcile with your past, investigate your past, strengthen the present, and evaluate your relationships. Because relationships matter. We rise and fall on the power of relationships. Some people's destinies have been totally destroyed because of the relationships they engaged in. And some people's lives have been made, transformed because of the relationships in their lives. Remember, you are the CEO of your life. Sometimes you need to make executive decisions to fire some relationships because they are not aligning with the values and the policies of your life. I will rest my case there this evening. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys for connecting. There's still a lot more, but because of time, I will end there tonight. And tomorrow we'll start, we'll talk about something else what I wanted to talk about today. There's a lot to talk about. Their female gender is just a conversation. So, like I said, you can get everything I shared yesterday and today is here in more details. Rise above your past. Because see, if you don't, it will stagnate you. You will start to react. And oh, thank you, inspiring Edro Inspiring Women on TikTok. Thank you so much. Yeah, I see you everywhere. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all for connecting. Yes, you need to rise above your past so that you can fulfill your purpose. Never forget that. You forget every other thing. Always remember that I have a purpose. I have a purpose, and my past has not disqualified me from because it's not a human being that gave you that purpose. To God. And the earnest expectation of the Creator waited for the manifestation of the sons and daughters of God. Daughters of God, the world is waiting for you. So, what's it going to be? What is it going to be? Okay. Like I said yesterday, uh, the Flourishing 50 initiative application is open for that. This is for people who have experienced domestic violence and abuse and they want to be mentored. This is a mentorship platform, right? We have open applications up to 50 women that have been mentored over 50 days as we count down on the road to 50 for yours truly. So you can go and make the application. Again, apologies, you have to go to my Instagram page, go to my Instagram. All the information is in my bio and on my page on Instagram, right? Also, we have the certification in emotional health practice course. Core 2 is happening. If you feel, I also want to be a soul doctor. I feel that I have a calling, to help people with their emotions, to help them heal, to help them become a better version of themselves. I want to understand the emotion myself. Then this course is for you. It's over 12 weeks. It's a live thought session. I'm telling you, there is no how you will attend that course and your life will be the same again. Our curriculum is packed. Let me see if I can actually, because I said I was going to do this some days ago. So let me see if I can do that now and just talk to you more about the where are we? Okay, our details of the curriculum. Okay, so like I said, we have 6 modules and it's over 12 weeks. So first we start with telling you, our Father is since against our judgment, and have a judgment prayer of my Lord. Oh, love you too for next. Bless you. Thank you for connecting. So we start with introduction to emotional health. We talk to you about what is emotional health. Then emotional intelligence essentials. Then we go to the roots of emotional wounds. And then we look at patterns of dysfunction, so important. Then we look at inner healing tools and techniques, how can we start to heal from inside. Then we look at restoring identity and wholeness. And then we start to look at coaching for emotional health. And then week 8, we start to look at facilitation and group dynamics. I really love this. This was one of my favorite classes in the whole course where I get the participants to facilitate, for 10 minutes each. Some of them were like, oh, I've never done this before. I don't know what's going to happen. We're like, you can do it. You're unstoppable. And it was such a an emotional time for me, even though I didn't show them my emotions because you can't be seeing your facilitators' tears. But inside of me, honestly, I was so grateful because there were a couple of them who were sounding exactly like me, and that's my goal to reproduce myself in people. So we help you, we teach you, and then we put you out there. Then we look at applied practices, week 10, role play and practicum, week 11, ethics and boundaries in emotional healing, and then helping you to build a career as an emotional health coach. And of course, you have your final project, your thesis. They're actually working on their thesis at the moment, and then the practical sessions. It's honestly a very rich curriculum. And at the moment, we have a 40% discount that's going to be ending in a few days. It will be ending in a few days, right? So that is a Valentine. But Valentine is going up. Well, I don't think I want to do. Oh, okay, here we are again. Okay, anyway, this is just for the female gender, right? For the female gender. As long as I'm coming on this live, right, you can still apply for that course. But once this life is over, which is going to be over next week anyway, so you have grace. I think the 40% ends this week, but you have grace until next week. Okay, if you're interested, you feel that I really need this. This is what I need in this stage of my life. I want to become a certified emotional health practitioner. You need to send me a DM. Send a DM or use WhatsApp link to chat with me. All our courses at JGA Academy are accredited by Mount Leadership University. And so the certification is lifetime and is globally recognized, right? So this is the beginning of a career for you that you can also begin to earn. So you really, really, really want to jump on that coach wagon if you believe that this is your purpose and your calling. Thank you all once again for connecting tonight. I've enjoyed myself and having this wonderful conversation with you. Dear female gender, you are special. You carry value. You have been created wonderfully and beautifully by God. You are not a second class citizen. Stop seeing yourself as a second class citizen. And you are complete. You are chosen and you are loved. So rise above your past and fulfill everything that God has put on your inside. I am the Soul Doctor. My name is Jola-Grace Emmanuel, and I'm committed to helping you heal, thrive, and grow. Have a beautiful evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Bye, 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 bye. Mm.